This is my kid's bathroom that I just finished making over, and I got the most questions about this feature wall. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Step 1 is painting the wall the color that you want it to be in the end, and I am doing this with Worldly Gray by Sherwin-Williams. I like to start my feature walls with a frame, so I just do a straight piece of the top, the side, and the bottom. I'm also using 1/2 inch trim, which I will link below. It's not 3/4 inch, so I don't need to remove the baseboards. I'm using a pin nailer with 1-inch nails to attach the trim to the wall. Now that we've got the frame in place, we're going to move on to the diagonal pieces of the wall. Now each of these pieces are cut at the top and at the bottom at 30-degree angles, and they are parallel cuts, so they're going the same direction. If you're new to DIY or woodworking, basically you just take your miter saw, move it to the 30, lock it in place, and that's your 30 degrees. And here's a quick example of the type of cuts. The top one has the 30 degrees facing the same direction, it's parallel, and the bottom one has the 30 degrees going towards each other, it's non-parallel. I'm just pin nailing these pieces to the wall really quickly with 1-inch nails. This is 1/2 inch trim, it's a 3/4 inch drywall piece, so this ensures that the nails don't go through the drywall really at all. Once I caulk, these pieces will stay in place, and I don't recommend glue behind your boards. If you ever want to change this, caulk is enough, it will be plenty strong and keep it waterproof. I know that I want these diamond pieces to be fairly large, and so before I started this process, I cut a piece of scrap wood at 20 inches long, and that's what I'm using to space out these pieces. The cuts do get a little trickier as you get closer to the edges, but let's move on to the other cross pieces right here, which are also cut at 30 degrees, but they are not parallel, and that's going to be the start of our diamond shapes. The non-parallel cuts allow them to fit up against the ceiling frame and then our first diagonal pieces. And again, I'm just pin nailing these into place. Now we're going to go cut the rest of the diamond shapes, and these are still 30-degree cuts, but they are parallel again, meaning they're going the same direction, the cuts are facing the same direction, and they're all about 20 inches apart. Now I'm going to go ahead and nail these into place. I'm also going to link my pin nailer in the description below. I love this pin nailer for feature walls because I don't actually have to fill in the pinholes. They're so small that when I paint, the paint fills them in for me, so it cuts down on a step. Now to help me figure out exactly where these cross pieces needed to go, I used that same 20-inch scrap piece of wood, and that helped me figure out where the next corresponding row needed to go. There were a couple cuts on both ends of the wall where I needed to use a 60-degree angle because of how the diamond was coming into that side frame. Once I figured those out, I was able to caulk all the seams. This part takes forever, but it's so worth it, and then it was on to painting. You can see how tired I am at this point. For painting, I like to use a 4-inch foam roller because I think it gives really the best finish. I use a paintbrush to do all the inside edges of each diamond after the caulk dried, and then I use the roller to get the front edge and then also just do a second coat inside the diamonds. Both caulking and painting are the tedious parts of doing feature walls, but they sure look beautiful when they're done. Since I'm doing this in a bathroom, I made sure to get the paint that was graded for bathrooms, and it's in a semi-gloss finish. I think that will help with some of the moisture buildup that happens in this space, but also the caulking and silicone at the edging will help to protect the feature wall. Once all the paint dried, I was able to add all the hardware finishes to this bathroom, and man, I feel like this feature wall really changed this space. I was on the fence about whether or not to do it, and I am so glad I did because it really leveled it up. It turned out really beautifully. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time to my channel, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can see more videos like this and tutorials that I have coming for you later this year.